Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Kate and I'm 23 years old, and like most of you out there, I have anxiety and I've lived with it my whole life, or at least as long as I can remember. So a little bit about my backstory with anxiety. My parents said it's always been there, and from birth, as far as they can remember, I always had issues with any little change in my routine or life. So changing crib sheets, washing stuffed animals, changing any dietary habits, I would freak out. My earliest memory, however, is my mom trying to drop me off at school. I remember having so much fear that when my mom left, that she wouldn't come back. And for me, it was a very real fear because my dad, being in the military, would leave for 6 months at a time. And I think that I thought my mom would just leave and not come back for a while. And when my parents decided to split up, that fear got even worse because my dad wasn't just gone for a little bit, he was gone for a lot, and that scared me very, very much. I remember being so terrified that my mom was just gonna up and leave as well. And it terrified me to my core. And I know that it wasn't a real thing to be afraid of because both of my parents, aren't gonna leave, and neither of my parents truly did leave. It's just, one moved out. And I remember it getting so much worse in junior high and high school, when the teenage years and you don't really know what's going on and kids are mean, and I just remember it getting so much worse. And as soon as I got a grip on my anxiety and the way I handled it, some big life-changing events happened in college for me, which is when I made a jump to decide to take medicine. And that is a whole other video in and of itself, which I will be filming here probably soon. And it was something that I was always afraid of, and something that has such a stigma attached to it because people think it is such a wrong thing, that it changes your personality, that you're not truly you anymore. And I want to break that stigma so badly because that's not the case. It doesn't not make you who you are, it just makes it easier for you to be who you are and to be happy with who you are. And we'll be talking more about that at a later date. But my purpose here really is to be the person that I needed throughout my whole journey with this stuff. And I'm not putting down my mom or my family. They're a wonderful support system, and I don't know where I'd be without them. But at the same time, they don't have the experience with it that I do, where it's just hard to understand the fear and the sick to your stomach feeling without actually going through it. The best way I can describe it to people is like that dropping feeling you get on a roller coaster, but it's all the time. And I grew up knowing that my family was there and being so grateful for it, but also feeling so isolated. And that's something that I don't want anybody else to go through, is that isolated feeling, because it can really hurt you. And I'm hoping that this will create a community of people where we can share experiences and we can share questions that we have that you may not want to ask your parents. You may not want to ask, anybody that hasn't gone through it because you don't think they'll understand. So ask a group of people that has gone through it. And I think that would greatly help those of you that are new to this journey, or those of you that are just struggling in it. And my plan is to do a weekly follow-up. So I'll be filming on Saturdays and hopefully, fingers crossed, posting on Sundays. So kind of a weekly follow-up, my experiences with anxiety throughout the week, anything that really stuck out to me, any breakthroughs that I have, and just talk through them with you guys and share anything that I found helpful. I also plan on trying out new holistic treatments or devices that come out, because they seem to come out every other week here lately, because it's becoming more of a well-known thing. So I will be trying those out so you guys don't have to, buy them and try them yourselves and discover that it doesn't work for you. Also, my biggest thing and purpose right now that I feel like is so important to me is to break the stigma behind anxiety and medicating yourself and coping, because you're not weak. Believe me, you are probably stronger than most people out there. For those of you that are dealing with this on a daily basis, it is not for the faint of heart. Believe me, it's not. And you're not alone. And that's what I want you guys to know, is that you're not alone. And that we all here are here to support you. And I feel that this can really help a lot of people, or at least I hope it can. So, welcome to my channel. Go ahead and comment, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff that all those YouTubers tell you to do. And I will see you next week with probably a video on medication as well as a weekly follow-up. So, I will catch you guys in the next one. Feel free to ask any questions you have, and I will try and get back to you. Bye, guys.